Throwdown Nation. We appear to have lost Aaron Berry. Oh, never mind. Here he is.
Yep.
Aaron, hey, looks like we lost you for a second there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
back though.
awesome, awesome. Well, anyway, this is episode 20 of the Throwdown with Matt, and it's another beautiful Sunday night in Georgia. And tonight is my guest, uh, currently the PWE Savannah River Brewing Company champion, Mr. Aaron Berry. How you doing tonight, Aaron?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Man, I cannot complain. It's been a great weekend, and I've been looking forward to this all week. So we'll go ahead and get started with the topics at hand here, and we'll start with the first and most obvious question, Aaron, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
Well, I'll tell you how long I count. I count the time that I've been back. So I've been back in wrestling since October of 23.
Okay,
So hadn't even been a full year yet.
okay,
Yeah. I did
okay.
wrestle a little bit back in 29. Actually, for most of the year of 2019, from like April till December, and then COVID hit. And then I became a dad, so I took some time away. I didn't come back until 23.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, you know, fatherhood is a wonderful thing, man. And but it takes up your time. That's
It's
for
the
sure.
it's the best thing though. I tell you that.
Oh, no doubt, man. So, who trained you?
Ethan Case at Palmetto Wrestling Academy,
Yep.
PWA, up in
Yeah.
Columbia, Irmo area.
It's funny. I've talked to a lot of Ethan Case products on these, and I've actually got kind of a funny Ethan Case story.
Oh yeah.
About 9 or 10 years ago, I live in Metro Atlanta, and about
Hmm.
9 or 10 years ago, my wife and some friends and I were out to dinner at a local restaurant, and Ethan Case was our waiter that night.
Oh wow.
and and somehow the topic came up that he wrestled, and so I got his social media, and I've been kind of following his career from a distance, and I saw that he'd opened the school and everything. And then, when I started doing these, I've ended up talking to a lot of PWA products. And
Yeah.
man, he is an amazing trainer. He really has a knack for bringing out the best in his students. And it's been great to see all of y'all succeeding the way you are.
Yeah. 100%. I feel like trying to think. Like I know me, Dennis. Who are the other ones from the PWA that you've?
Let's see. I've talked to Florida Man.
Okay.
I've talked to Dre the Goat.
Okay.
Um, uh, I feel like there's been a few others. I just can't. Paul Lasher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've talked to several,
Yeah.
and everybody just thinks the world of Ethan. So I'm actually hoping to get him on one of these sometime soon. Man, I would love to pick his brain.
That's you're gonna be picking for a long time because he has
No
a lot to
doubt.
give.
Yep. Well, something I've done on all of these is I've basically played something with my guests that I call the speed round game. And
Okay.
basically, what I'm going to do is name a name, and you just tell me the first thoughts that pop into your mind.
Okay.
Um, so the first speed round name is Michael Hayes.
I don't really know much about Michael Hayes except for I don't know, just the Freebirds.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was a little more in my time than probably yours.
Yeah.
I've been watching wrestling since I was around 11, and I'm going to be 55 next month. So I grew up in the territory days, and
Yeah.
it's so yeah. I grew up watching the Freebirds, so I'm probably more familiar with Michael Hayes than you are.
The only Michael Hayes thing that I've seen live was from like an episode of SmackDown in like 2006, I think. I was like
Hmm.
I was like 8 at the time. It was he was out there talking with MVP, and I just remember that MVP put some hands on him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the main thing that I remember seeing him do like ever live.
gotcha, gotcha. So, Aaron, at what point in life did you have some idea that you wanted to try to make a go of this? I mean, have you been a lifelong fan? Was there a point when you decided, "Hey, I think I can actually do this"?
Yeah, so I have been a lifelong fan. I've been I think my earliest memory is this is gonna sound so weird, but it's like I remember Booker T losing a match on SmackDown in like 2001, and I was crying, and like my mom and my dad were like, "Stop crying." They kept telling me it's fake. Like, what are you crying for? I'm like, it's not fake. He lost. I was so upset. Uh, but yeah, I think probably 10th grade was when I said I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to be a wrestler. Like once I realized I wasn't gonna grow to be like 6'8" and be the next LeBron James, I was like, yeah, you know what? Wrestling is that's a solid second option to me.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things I have loved about doing these live streams is just getting the stories of people like you chasing your dreams. You know,
Hmm.
and I think that is just so cool and so inspiring that you guys believe in yourselves enough that you're putting yourself out there and just going for it. And that is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I feel like if you enjoy it, it's really easy to do. Like I mean, of course, there's the physical component. Like, I'm pretty banged up from wrestling last night. I did something to my arm where, like, I can't really like curl it right now. But like, to me, that's like, it's part of it.
Yeah,
I feel
it
better in a
comes with
couple
the
of days.
territory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. Speed round.
All right,
Adam Cole.
baby. That's
Yeah.
that's the
That'll
first thing
work.
that comes to mind. Adam
Yeah.
Cole, baby.
Man, I hope he can put together a healthy string. That poor guy has been snake bit these last few years. You know, first with the concussion, and then coming
Yeah,
back from that and breaking his leg. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
He's
hopefully
like
he can.
super young too. I think he's like 31.
Yeah, yeah, he's still got some good years ahead of him. You know, I
Yeah,
just hope he can get healthy and stay healthy.
yeah.
So,
I can't believe how
but
young he is.
oh, I know, I know. So away from wrestling, Aaron, what are some of your other hobbies and interests? I mean, I know you mentioned you're a dad and everything, so
Yeah,
I'm sure that takes a lot of your time. But
yeah.
what do you like doing besides wrestling?
Well, my daughter does a lot of dance, so I go to a lot of her dance stuff. I recently signed up for some Muay Thai classes, so I'm trying to learn how to get how to get better striking. So
Hmm.
I'll be doing Muay Thai a couple times a week. Probably going to stick with it for the next couple of years, just to really build like a strong balance. Um, and of course, I love basketball as a kid. Like, basketball was probably my favorite sport growing up, and then wrestling was like a close second.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, is wrestling anything approaching a full time thing for you, or do you have a air quotes day job?
It's approaching a full time thing, but at the moment, I do have a day job where I work at Honda Cars Aiken in Aiken, South Carolina. So
Okay,
I'm out here flipping these cars, for, trying to
cool.
trying to sell some Civics to people. You know.
Yeah. Hey, you
Yeah.
know, um, I always find that interesting because you know, doing these, I have talked to everybody from crane operators to attorneys.
Okay.
You know that are doing stuff like this on the side, or you know,
Yeah.
trying to make it their full time thing. but
Yeah.
it's just wild, man. So speed round, Kenny Omega.
I wish he was healthy. That's
Yeah, that's another
that's
one.
yeah.
And it's funny. He's out with diverticulitis,
Yeah.
and I actually was diagnosed with that about 7 years ago, and
Oh wow.
also had to have surgery at the time. And thankfully, 7 years later, I haven't had any further issue with it. But man, it's not a joke. But the funny thing is, they say it's usually a very painful condition. And
Yeah.
I didn't when I was diagnosed, I didn't have any pain at all. I just I found out I had it through some other means, but I
Mm.
mean it's it never hurt, but I had to have surgery. I was in the hospital for 3 days afterward, but thankfully, knock on wood, everything's
Yeah.
been good ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like you though, I hope Kenny can get healthy and have another good run.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. It's funny because like when Kenny started getting like really popular, like I was like one of those guys who was like I was like big WWE guy. Like I
Hmm.
grew up watching watching the Fed, and
Yeah.
when everyone was like getting on the Kenny train, I'd be like, all right, what? Who cares? Like that's over there. That's in Japan. Like we're focusing on here. And now like I love watching Japanese wrestling. So
Oh yeah.
thanks, Kenny.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. I love all of it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, there's only so many hours in the week to
yeah,
stay caught up with all of it because there is so much right now that's
hmm
and so much good stuff. But
yeah.
so Aaron, what is your hometown?
Aiken, South Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah, I was born at Aiken Regional. I went to USC Aiken College. Like everything is in my life. I've been in Aiken for 25 years,
nice, nice.
and I'm
So
gonna get the heck
so
up out of here.
what is your favorite thing about Aiken?
I feel like Aiken is like a nice mix of like small town, but like it's close enough to everything. Where like in Aiken, Columbia's an hour away, Charlotte's 2 hours away, Hilton Head is 2 hours, Atlanta's 2 hours, Charleston's 2 hours. Like I feel any place that I need to go is only like a drive away. It's not too long.
Yep, yep,
That's that's the best part.
yep, yep. Plus, having a place that you've lived your whole life can be good because you know the ins and outs of the place. But
Yeah,
the problem can be everybody's kind of in everybody else's business, and
yeah.
yeah, yep. So they say the best wrestling personas are often yourself turned up to 11. So tell me about in-ring Aaron Barry and compare and contrast him with everyday you.
I would actually say that like in ring Aaron is like the side of me that I don't get to show when I'm like being a dad or being a boyfriend or being a sales consultant. Whereas like I have to always be nice. I have to like always show the smile. I have a daughter, so it's not like I'm gonna I'm not gonna be barking at her. You know.
Right.
So once I
Yeah,
get in,
you're not going to be cutting a promo on your daughter.
yeah, not yet. She's only 4, but when she gets like 13 and she has
Yeah,
a
then you
boyfriend
can
or
then you
something,
can cut
yeah,
promos.
then it's coming. But like I feel like in ring Aaron is like all the stuff that makes me upset throughout the week. It's like okay, it's Saturday now. I'm finna let this all out. Sucks for whoever's standing across from me.
Yep, no doubt, no doubt. So, speed round, the Road Warriors.
I met Animal. He was the nicest guy. Like he was so nice when I met him. I met him in
Hmm.
Augusta at Legends of Wrestling. This was like 2018.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was a super nice guy. I also met Ricky Steamboat that the night too.
I've heard Steamboat is a really super nice guy.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, I'm trying to think who all was there. Steamboat, uh, Animal, Mick Foley was there, and Eric Bischoff was there.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice. That's a great combination of names there.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like WCW's best. That's what.
exactly, exactly. And I grew up, mostly as a WCW fan.
Yeah,
growing up in the in Florida and Georgia. I mean,
yeah.
that was a lot of what I watched. I didn't really turn on to WW. It was WWF at the time. I didn't really turn on to that actually until I was in college. But
Okay.
yeah.
What what year? What was that? Like
Oh
early
gosh.
2000s, late 90s.
Um, when I was watching WCW initially, we're talking back in the 80s when it was still largely Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then it became World Championship Wrestling, and then became WCW in the 90s.
Yeah,
And then shortly after I got out of college, the Monday Night Wars began, and all that, and I got to witness the rise and fall of ECW and all that great stuff,
yeah.
So, yeah. But so tell me about your very first match, Aaron. What was it like? How did it go? Any details you remember?
My very first match. I know it was a four-way. It was me. It was Cody Fluffman, Paul Lasher, Donovan. What's Donovan's last name? Isolina. I can't say. I don't know how to say his very Italian last name.
That's fine.
Isolina, something like. I think he goes by. I think he goes by the Don Furio now. But
Okay.
yeah, that was April 27th of 2019. That was the day before my dad's birthday.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's cool. But was he there to see it?
yeah. It was also the day before Fluff's birthday too, and
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Fluff got lucky and stole a pin from me. That's
I know you've got a match coming up with Fluff.
yeah,
We'll get into that toward the end of things. I definitely want to see if you have any words for him at the end. So we'll
yeah.
we'll we'll touch back on that. So let me see here. So speed round. Drew McIntyre.
I freaking love Drew McIntyre. He is
Yeah,
doing the best stuff right now. Like
he
everything
is.
he does on TV is great.
Yeah, the stuff he's got going with Punk right now is
Yeah,
just compelling. I mean, they are
yeah,
really really telling a great story together.
yeah,
So, and I'm interested to see where it's all going to go. I
yeah.
mean,
Me too. I
so
like. I wonder where that could go because where do they now think they're setting up to do a strap match?
yeah,
Yeah, lucky they get paid millions because someone
yeah.
sent me a daggone belt. You gotta be paid.
Hmm. I mean, I saw the picture he posted of his back.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you would have to be paying me a lot of money to
yeah.
to let somebody whip me like that.
Oh man, I volunteered to wrestle someone, but he gets to use a leather belt. The heck if I do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've heard about your first match. So now tell us about your favorite match that you've been a part of.
My favorite match was actually the night that I beat Fluff at 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 PWE at Baby Daddy Bash because well, I felt like it was like a turning point for him. Like it wasn't a very long match. I was out there for about a good 80 seconds, but it was a turning point in terms of like my confidence level because like I went out there. I made a decision that I knew was going to be super unpopular. People weren't going to like it, but it was the best thing for me. It's the best thing going forward because like now, I mean, hate me, love me. When I walk through the entranceway, like I'm always going to get a reaction now.
Yep. Yeah. Love you or hate you, they won't forget you.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah.
So that's actually a good segue to the next question, and that is, Aaron, do you have a preference between working babyface or working heel?
It's not really up for. I mean, I don't really have a preference. I kind of feel like the crowd makes that decision. Like
Yeah,
I don't change how I am in the ring. Either the crowd loves what I'm doing, or they hate what I'm doing. It's like it is what it is. Don't make no difference to me.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
React to me.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So, what have been some of the most interesting or unusual experiences that you've had in wrestling so far?
The most interesting. I don't really have anything coming off the top of my head that would be that unusual. Um, there was this one time I wrestled in a baseball field, and it was like 115 degrees outside. It felt
Whew,
like, and
man,
it was absolutely awful because
I'm
like
sure.
because it was they were doing like a relay for life, and we set up the ring there, and like people were like walking around, and like I hit the ring post, and it had been baking in the sun all daggone day, and like as soon as
Whew.
I hit, I hit it, I hit like dead on my shoulder. I said that is never touching it again. Nope, get me away from it.
Wow.
I said I'm going the other way. Get me back in the ring right now.
Wow. Wow. Did you end up with a burn from it or
I had a I had a I had a nice little like what would that be, first degree burn? It was, like nothing
yeah, like
too
a little
bad, but
welt? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
is funny because like I've never been sunburnt, so that's the closest I've ever been to being sunburnt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, what would you say has been your strangest encounter with a fan?
Oh, at a PWE show, if a fan kissed me, and
Oh,
I was like, okay, I was like, yeah, I don't think my girlfriend would like that. And then she was like, I'll kiss your girlfriend too, and I was
wow.
like, whoa, whoa, I got new plans for Friday night. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
That was definitely the strangest thing because like I was it was right. I think it was the show before I took the belt from Fluff. Matter of fact, so this had to
Hmm.
be the Mother's Day show in May. Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Interesting.
I haven't seen that lady since though, so I don't know.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
So, speed round. Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal, Jay Lethal. Well, I haven't watched much Jay Lethal since like 2015. Like I don't watch a ton of AEW.
Hmm.
I haven't seen a ton of his stuff in the past couple of years. But what I do remember of Jay Lethal was there was this TNA wrestling game that I used to have, and he was
Hmm.
my favorite character to use. And like on the X division match, he went crazy. Jay Lethal
Oh
went
yeah.
stupid on that game. That That's my favorite Jay. That's my favorite thing about Jay. About Jay is like on that game he went stupid.
Yeah. Yep.
100%.
Yeah. Have you seen Jay Lethal's impressions of Ric Flair and Randy
Yeah,
Savage? Yeah,
yeah,
he is spot on with both of
yeah,
those guys. I mean, there is nobody that can do a better Ric Flair than Jay
yeah.
Lethal. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, because he he was on the stage and he was just doing like the elbow drop
Oh
on
yeah.
track and everything. Woo! The flares in the ring. You can't do me. You can't do me better than I do me.
Yep. Yeah, he's a character for sure.
Yeah.
So, in terms of your in-ring work and your promos, who or what would you say are some of your influences? And it can be other wrestlers, it can be pop culture. Who and what do you feel like has influenced how you do what you do?
On the wrestling side of thing, I've been watching a lot of like Kenta Kobashi stuff
Hmm.
from like the early 2000s, mid to late 90s in All Japan or in
Hmm.
Noah. Uh, More recently, Miro and AEW before he took this long hiatus that is bringing tears to my eyes.
I
Come
know,
back, girl. We miss you.
I know. And from what I understand, he's not injured.
Yeah,
They just don't have anything for him.
I think previously he was sick. I
Yeah,
think he had some type of illness, and then I'm not sure what's been going on since. I don't even pretend to know because they
yeah,
don't pay enough for that. But
right.
from the like pop culture side of things, I definitely pull a lot like from like Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Hmm.
Pull a lot from Debo from the Friday movies.
Okay.
Yeah, like even if you see my interest video, it says Debo style underneath my name, just because like I feel like the way that I wrestle is like very reminiscent to his fight with Craig in the first Friday movie, where it's like I'm hitting you hard and I'm talking drunk while I'm doing it. I hit you, boom. What you gonna do now, punk? Huh? What's up? What? Where's the fight at? Come on. Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Got you. Got
Yeah.
you. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Like a match that you can have watched it a million times, but it never gets old, and there's always some new angle that you glean every time you watch it. Just a match that you just love.
I I can watch Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 100 times a day for 100 days straight and never get tired. I love that match.
Yeah, that match has actually come up on more than one occasion when I've asked that question.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
that's definitely a classic.
it's my favorite match ever. It's the best Mania match ever. Just like everything about it. Shawn is great, and then it's like the heaven versus hell theme. It's like
Hmm.
the light versus the dark, and the dark wins.
Yeah.
And the Undertaker is the best gimmick in the history of anything.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, and he played that gimmick so well. I mean, nobody else could have done justice to that gimmick other than Mark
Yeah,
Calloway.
yeah,
He was born to be the Undertaker.
yeah. That was like one of those ones where like Vince pitches like a crazy gimmick, and it's like we're gonna have you be basically a zombie,
Yeah.
and 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 then eventually you're gonna be a zombie that killed your brother, and
Yeah.
then you'll shoot lightning from out your hands. You'll be like this undead zombie warlock type thing.
And then you're going to turn into a biker dude
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
few years.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I love
So,
Taker, man. He's the best.
oh yeah, yeah. So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent for Aaron Berry? Who would you love to work?
Present day, I think someone asked me this recently. Present day, I would love to work Cody, just
Hmm.
because I know if I'm working Cody, I'm in the biggest spot on TV with the most eyes on me, and it's like this is like one of those moments where it's put up or shut up. Like you're in there with the top guy in the top company with the most eyes. Like you have to perform. That's
Right.
present day. But if I did go like past that, like my all-time favorite wrestler is The Rock. So I would love to be in there with the most electrifying man in all of sports and entertainment.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. That, yeah. So, have you had we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but have you had a chance to meet any of your heroes? You mentioned meeting some people at that con, but
Yeah.
have you met any others that really have meant a lot to you?
Well, outside of meeting those people, not not yet. Not I should remember if I did. Uh, no. There was one time that the year prior to the con that I was talking about earlier, Booker T was there,
Hmm.
and I just missed meeting him, and I would have
Oh,
loved to met Booker T.
yeah.
That's that's the one that got away.
Yeah. Well, life's not over yet. You
Yeah,
never know. Maybe you'll still get the chance someday.
yeah. I gotta go to like the gotta go to like an NXT show or something. Just
Yeah.
just sit just sit behind him while he's singing trick song. Whoop
Oh
that
yeah.
trick. Yeah, whoop that trick. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no doubt. So, let's see here. Speed round. Jim Ross.
The greatest god daggone announcer ever. He is like wrestling's Bob Costas, but better.
Hmm.
He,
Yeah.
oh, I love JR. Never met him. I hear from some people he's a nice guy. From some people, I hear that he has a bit of a attitude, but he's like 70, so he has a
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But when you reach that age, you're allowed to have an attitude.
Yeah, exactly. My,
But
it's not. It's not. It's not like my grandma was nice all the time.
right. Exactly. Exactly. You know, I was talking to a wrestler up in Canada recently who he's actually originally from Israel,
Oh
and
yeah.
when he came to Canada, he spoke little to no English, and he said he basically learned English by watching Jim Ross. I
Oh,
mean,
so
yeah.
he, he's walking around talking a lot about slobber knockers.
Yeah, he even mentioned that. He said slobberknocker was one of his first English words.
Just walking around going, "By God, he's
Yeah,
killed him. He's dead."
as God is my witness, he is broken in half.
It's
Oh man.
uh, he must hate
So
Triple H because every time Jim Ross saw Triple H, like he's a son of a.
yeah. So you've been in the game long enough now that this probably applies, and you even touched on this a little bit earlier. But aside from that arm from last night, what hurts right now?
That's the only thing that hurts right now. God, there was one match I had about 6 months ago. I ended up doing a split, and my hamstring was bothering me for like 3 months straight.
Well, I'm sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
and like,
I mean,
and I'm like 305 right now, and like
mhm.
I can do a split in my everyday life, but I have to stretch and warm up for it. I was
Yeah.
not prepared for. I was not prepared for that split.
So you didn't mean to do the split. It just kind of happened.
Well, I meant to do it, but I did not stretch before I did it, and that was my fault.
Gotcha. You were in the moment, and you thought,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
you thought, well, what harm can happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Oh
getting too
man.
old for this, is what it is. That's all. I'm getting
Yep.
too old.
Yep. So, what are your thoughts, Aaron, right now on the state of the industry?
I feel like a rising tide. What's the saying? A rising tide lifts all ships, and
Mm-hmm.
as long as what is perceived to be the biggest company in the world is doing great, then everyone else is going to be a-okay. That's how I feel.
Very well put. It's definitely an exciting time to be a fan,
Yeah, definitely.
because I mean, there's so much out there, and with the rise of the indies and just the growth of the business in general, there's just more places for guys to work, which is a
Yeah,
good thing. More places for guys to really hone what they're doing,
yeah,
and and with this cooperation right now between WWE and TNA,
yeah,
it really stuff like that is great because it really gives you the sense as a fan that anything is possible, you know,
yeah,
and so I mean I'm like you. I feel like the rising tide definitely is lifting all ships, and wrestling is definitely hot right now, and
definitely. Yeah,
it's cool to be a wrestling fan again.
yeah,
So
yeah. Exactly. Like I remember around like 12, 13 when I was in school. No, I was probably like 11 at the time. Like, like I was still watching wrestling, and it stopped being the cool thing to talk about with my friends. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna keep watching. I don't know what to tell you, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. And now, like my friends will like send me stuff about wrestling, and I'm like, oh, you're back in now. Welcome
yeah.
back. Like some of us never left.
Exactly. Exactly. We were along for the lean years.
Yes.
So so here is a question that I've posed to a lot of people, doing this, and it's I always just find this question interesting, and that is, if you could only be one, would you rather be great in the ring or great on the mic?
I'd rather be great.
It's a tough question, isn't it?
I would rather be great on the mic because I feel as though one, like in order to make memories and to make moments that people like will like talk about, like if you aren't great in the ring, but you're good and you're great on the mic, you will you will get further than if you're great in the ring and only good on the mic.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I feel. Like no disrespect to Hulk Hogan, but I've never like watched a Hulk Hogan match and been like, just fantastic work there.
No, he's not a technician. He's a
Yeah,
showman.
yeah. And but like Hulk Hogan made you feel,
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's like the main thing that promoters, fans, like the mainstream media, that's the main thing that people are wanting. They want to feel something when you're wrestling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Aaron, do you enjoy participating in tag team wrestling? And when you do tag, do you have a typical partner that you enjoy tagging with?
Now, I haven't been in a I've been in one tag match in the past year. That was actually the match where I jacked up my hamstring. Uh, So I do enjoy it in the moments where my hamstring is feeling fine. When my hamstring is hurting, it brings back bad memories. That's what.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I don't have like a consistent tag partner, but if I did, I'm sure that I would, start building up something to where like I would enjoy doing it a heck of a lot more than what I have done. I would actually like to be thrown into that position just so I can, you never know where that could take me. Like if I get the right partner, what that could do not only for me but also for them.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Speed round. Paul Heyman.
I love Paul Heyman. It's just the best on the mic. Just the just like the smartest mind. Just from like what you see on TV, what you hear. Never met him, but like just like the way he talks, it's a way that like you can't fake the funk on that one. Like it's like no one can like pretend to be Paul Heyman. Like I feel as though I've heard everyone imitate Stone Cold. I've heard people imitate Macho Man, Ric Flair, like how we were talking about earlier. I can't name one person who can really imitate Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
It's completely original.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, Aaron, you're still a comparatively pretty young guy, but knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
The uh, comparison is the thief of joy.
Hmm.
That's the main thing that I would tell myself. Because the first time that I was in wrestling, I felt like I was too busy trying to do what somebody else was doing to actually be successful. Now I don't care what anybody else has going on. I'm just doing my own thing, and I'm
Gotcha.
doing a lot better. Like just focusing on what I got going on versus caring about what somebody else is doing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And do you have any advice for any young folks that might be watching this that are thinking about trying to break into the business?
Go to the Palmetto Wrestling Academy. That's the advice that I would give.
Yep. Seek out Ethan Case, huh?
Yes, yeah. Even though I might have cracked his rib last night, but that's a story for another time.
You cracked his rib. What happened?
Well, last night at the PCW show, he was in the ring handcuffed, and I may or may not have speared him with all my might into the corner, but he'll be all right.
Oh,
He's a tough cookie.
yeah, I mean, he bounces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He taught me how to take a hit. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Oh, no doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. So, so do you have a favorite move to do? Something that you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you would rather not do or won't do?
My favorite move is I do a wheel kick,
Hmm.
which like I love doing that move because 300 pounds. No one expects me to flip out a wheel kick. Like every time I do it, I hear the crowd go, "Oh!" Like every time, it's perfect to me. A move that I won't do is the prop. Like everyone does a Canadian destroyer.
Hmm.
I'll never do a Canadian destroyer. I don't want to say never. I don't see myself doing it right now just because it doesn't like. Why would I do it? I have too big of thighs to try to power drive someone. Their head won't hit the head won't hit. I I need that. I need offense that hurts people,
Gotcha.
and that just
Gotcha.
wouldn't work for me.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm,
Yep.
I'm sure someone would love to take a Canadian from me because they know that their head wouldn't hit. But I'm trying to win the match. Dang it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, something that I've done in all of these, and it's just been kind of fun, is I've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. So, my previous one of these, the other night, I had a masked wrestler from here in the Atlanta area named Cuatro Cabezas on, and he posed this question: if you lost a match with the stipulation that you had to wear a mask in the ring for the next year, what color would it be?
Probably would get like a black and orange mask.
Black and orange. Is there a
Yeah,
reason for that?
I would pay some. I would pay homage to Taz. Shout
Oh,
out Taz.
nice. Nice,
That's
nice,
that's the
nice.
only reason why I go black and orange.
Cool, cool.
Um,
But yeah, he asked that because he recently had such a match, and basically he won the match, and now his opponent that night has to wear a mask for a year. So
wait, his name is Cuatro Cabezas.
yeah,
Isn't that like four heads in Spanish or something
yeah,
like that?
it is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah. He had kind of an interesting story that he told about the mask and all that. And he was out walking his dog, and a portal opened up, and a woman came out and gave him the mask, and he hears voices, and it was pretty cool. So
Drugs. Okay, okay. He does drugs. All right. That's
uh, so yeah, since this since this is a series, do you have a question that you would like to pose to the next guest? And I can go ahead and tell you the next guest is actually tomorrow night at 7. I've got a wrestler from actually Washington State named JD Mason. Um, and so, I mean, it doesn't have to be something particular to him, but do you have a question that you would like to ask?
yeah. Actually, the question that I would like to ask is, if you are in a position where you are, let's say you are the champion at at the promotion that you're working at, um, how much pride do you take in building up the lineage of that championship?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That is a really great question.
yeah.
And out of curiosity, how would you answer that? Because I mean, you're currently the Savannah River champion, and it seems like you've taken some pride in it, and you've really worked to elevate that belt.
Yes, yeah. So the like I take a ton of pride in it, and the main reason why is because one, it's my first championship, so I want to do great with my first reign. Two, it's a relatively newer company, and I actually want to raise the bar for the people who are going to be coming after me, because I don't think that I'll be in the same area for the next 10, 15 years. So whoever comes after me, I want them to have something to actually strive for. In basketball, they call it chasing a ghost. Like they say, LeBron James has been chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. Well, I want to be the Michael Jordan here, where like I'm the ghost that you're chasing.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. I was just looking over at the Instagram tab, looking at the chat over there, and Paul Lasher's in there, and he mentioned you lost your first match.
Yeah, Paul lost his first match too. He was there.
Yeah.
He was in the match with me. Paul also lost his first match.
Uh,
Paul's like,
so,
yeah,
um,
that's what that is.
so, do you have any upcoming shows or anything that you would like to give some hype to?
Yeah, I have. the Oktoberfest show coming up for PWE. It'll be in Augusta, Georgia, at the Savannah River Brewing Company, where I will be defending my championship against good old Cody Fluffman.
You got any words for Cody?
Yeah, Cody. Bring a lot of ice. You're gonna be sore. Bring a whole lot of what's that stuff that people put on their muscles, gets hot and cold.
Like icy hot?
Yeah, bring some icy hot. Um, bring like some wraps. Long story short, Cody, I plan on tossing you around the ring. I know you're not the smallest guy, but I've been lifting weights. I've been
Gotcha.
benching. I've been doing my squats, my deadlifts. Plan on tossing them around.
So you're ready.
Oh yeah, born ready for Cody. Born ready for Cody.
Gotcha. So aside from that, do you have anything else coming up?
Yeah, we have the classic coming up next month at Palmetto Championship Wrestling (PCW). That'll be towards the end of September, in which I will be competing in the Palmetto Classic tournament. Then also PCW will be partnered up with a Taco Fest. That'll be September 7th in Charleston.
Nice.
And I plan on getting some free tacos.
Tacos are where it's at, man.
Yeah, definitely. Big time. Yeah. Chicken tacos,
Absolutely.
shrimp tacos, beef tacos.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it, and the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty much at the end of things right now, but Aaron, I want to thank you for your time. This has
Yes, sir.
been a lot of fun, and I've definitely really enjoyed talking to you. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be watching this in replays, thank you for that. As I mentioned, tomorrow night I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with JD Mason, who is a wrestler out of the Pacific Northwest, Washington State. Then on Tuesday, I've got a wrestler from I believe the Colorado area named Trey Matthews. So I'll be having him on also at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Wednesday night also at 7 p.m. Eastern Time I've got No Quit Jake Parker.
Oh,
Yeah, I know he's another one of your classmates or
yes, sir. Yeah.
so. Yeah, so I'll have him. So basically, I've got 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
But I'm having a blast with these, and I'm just excited to be a small part of all this. And it's taking off and really kind of taking on a life of its own. And I'm just excited to see where it's all going.
Yeah.
But anyway. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 7. And Aaron, thank you.
Yes, sir.